Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another episode of Intuitive Angling, and hope you guys are having a good day out there today, and really appreciate y'all spending some time with me checking out the video today. Got a good one for you guys today. We're going to be talking about one of my favorite lures to fish, which has been about the last 5 years, and that's the Megabass Dark Sleeper. Don't be fooled by the imitations out there, guys. There's a lot of imitations of this bait. This is the original one. This is a freaking fish catching son of a gun here, and I'm gonna give you guys, and it's not a swim bait. You don't fish, it looks like a swim bait, but you don't fish it like a swim bait. I'm gonna show you guys, tell you guys how to fish it in today's episode. Also guys, just a quick invitation out there. Anyone interested in becoming a channel member of Intuitive Angling, it's a good way to support the channel. And if you're interested, just go to the join button on my YouTube homepage, or if you see a YouTube short that I do, click on that join button for information, and members get stuff like extra videos every week that aren't seen by the public, and some other perks too. I'd like to have you guys on as a member if you guys are inclined to do that. So much appreciated. Okay guys, this thing's been out for several years now, Megabass Dark Sleeper. And when I say that it's not a swim bait, in the fact that it looks like a swim bait, and when you reel it through the water, it can look like a swim bait. But the way this bait designed, it is designed to be fished like a jig. And the reason is being is, like, if you can see the bottom right here, you got a flat weight, a keel weight right here that causes the bait to set like this when it's on the bottom. I've done quite a few videos on the Dark Sleeper in the past, but I really want to go over specific times and situations that works in this video more than I've done before. But anyway, this bait is designed to be fished along the bottom, just like a jig like that, where you actually let it go to the bottom like that, and you just hop it off the bottom like a jig, coming in like that. As you pop it off the bottom, it sinks down like a minnow or something, or a crawdad, in the fact of a crawdad pattern, tails waggling, and it generates the same type of a strike as a jig. Now, what I want to do here, guys, is I want to sort of go over, there's 3 different sizes of the Dark Sleeper, and also, guys, I'll link them all in the description here if you guys want to use my Tackle Warehouse link to pick up a few of these. That'd be much appreciated. You guys can get you all 3 sizes there. But there's 3 different sizes, and each size has a specific situation that I found that works better than others. So 3 sizes they have are the 3.5 inch here, and then the 3 inch model, and then the little junior, the little 2.4 inch model here. And I use all 3 of them. I probably use more than anything. I use the 3 inch model, number 1, followed by the 2 inch model, and then the larger one is probably the one that I use the least here. So let's talk a little specific. I want to get into the type of water you need to look for to fish these, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the equipment and more about how to work it. There's several different windows of time when this thing works good, better than others. It works good all year long. The only time that there's a downtime for it, I guess, would be right around the time of the spawn. It's like when the fish are in about that month period, in the April period like that. It's not quite as effective because at that time of year, your baits like your wacky rigs and shaky heads usually outproduce any other type of lure. But as far as being good in the winter time and the post-spawn, summer and fall, it catches fish all through the year other than that. Now, first of all, let's talk a little bit about cold water fishing. When you're fishing water temperatures that are sort of at their coldest point of the year, pretty much like in December through March, this is the time of year I prefer the little 2.4 inch model here. I put this on either 4 to 6 pound test Seaguard Vizex line with my Whip Snake spinning rod, and it comes in several different sizes, 3/8 and quarters. I usually go, quarter is my favorite because I like the way it falls, the fall rate on it. But it's a really, really good bait to fish in the wintertime if you have a clear water situation on lakes that have a mixed species. If you have a lake that has, smallmouth, spotted bass, and largemouth in it, and you've got water visibilities of over 3.5 or 4 feet, this little thing's killer in the wintertime. And my favorite place to fish it, or my favorite way to fish it in the wintertime, is on bluff banks. Bluff banks on the main lake, bluff banks and creeks, it doesn't really matter. But I'll take the little Dark Sleeper out there, cast it right to the bank, let it fall to the bottom, and just show you here with my spinning rod. And in the wintertime, I don't hop it quite as much, but I'll just throw it out there, let it hit the bottom, and I'll just pick it up and shake it a little bit like that. Maybe pick it up 6 inches, 8 inches like that. Just sort of, try to work it down the slope of that bluff. keep it in contact with the bottom. I don't ever really want it to come off the bottom. And just sort of gently hop it like you would a little finesse jig. Now, that works good up until, March, first part of April. You do have your down period right around the spawn. And then after the fish are done spawning, this is when it really picks up again. And at this time, like in May and June particularly, that's when I go to the 3-inch model like this. I'll usually put it on, bait casting outfit, usually like this Megabass Perfect Pitch, some type of 7-foot rod, usually 10 to 12 pound test line, usually using like, either the 3/8 or the half ounce model with this. And at that time of year, I'm concentrating on secondary and main lake points, which is my favorite way to fish them. And I fish it a little bit different that time of year based upon the water clarity. Now, from about the month of June until October, I'm doing the same thing with it. I'm fishing the 3-inch version right here, the Dark Sleeper, and I'm fishing it on main lake points. And there's 2 different ways I'm fishing it. I'll cast it out there, and if the water is clear, like if the water visibility is like 4-foot clarity or more, something like that, I'll throw it out there on the point sides, point ends and sides. If you got 4 foot of clarity, I'm usually targeting, usually that 5 to 15 foot range. Throw it out there, let it hit the bottom, and then I'll snap it off the bottom hard like that. Just snap it hard, where I'm actually causing this thing to like pop up 2 or 3 feet off the bottom and then slowly go down, and pop up off the bottom and slowly go down. Guys, this is a great way to catch them in the post spawn in the summertime of the year. I probably had more like big numbers days as far as catching like 30, 40 fish a day in the summertime on the Dark Sleeper than I have any other lure out there. It's phenomenal in the summertime in that situation. Now, if the water is a little bit more off-colored, say the water visibility is in that 3-foot range, in that situation, I'll cast it out there and I'll just drag it along the bottom like a football head jig. Same identical deals, like if you're working a football head, cast it out there, just sort of sweep it back like that, sweep it back all the way to the boat, keep it in contact with the bottom. And it seems like if that water visibility is a little bit more in that 3-foot range, they like that dragging better than the hopping off the bottom. And in the fall time of the year, guys, there's a couple different situations that I like to fish it. Usually in the fall time of the year, I'm moving more back into the steeper banks. I'm starting to get, back in those the major creek arms, and I get, again, back in those channel banks looking for a little bit cleaner water. And that's when I go back down to the small size, is in the fall time. So in the little one is the winter time. In the fall, I like the 2.4 inch. In the summertime, the 3-inch. And as far as the big one goes, guys, the big one will work better in the summertime than it will any other time. But for some reason, it's like I can catch them on this, but I don't catch as many as I do on the 3-inch size. And the best success that I've had with the 3-inch size is when you've got water visibility, say in that 3.5 to 5 foot range, water temperatures normally in the 70s and 80s, and where you have quite a few fish that are using the bottom in like 20 to 30 foot of water. I find that the bigger size here works better in a little bit deeper water. And also on the bigger size, you really have to pop it hard off the bottom. It seems like I don't get many bites just moving this thing slow along the bottom because it is a fairly large bait. I catch more popping it hard off the bottom like a reaction strike. Now the hook in this thing is sort of unique. That there's a really strong stiff hook that's behind the dorsal fin here. And one piece of advice I can give you guys, this is a super strong hook. Even though it's small, it's super, super stiff. You're not gonna bend it out on the fish. But it helps a little bit, guys, if you take a pair of pliers and just open that hook up just slightly, maybe like a 1/16 of an inch. It seems like if you just open that point up just a little bit, you get a little bit, better bite on it with that. As far as colors, guys, goes, there's you can see when you look in the Tackle Warehouse link, there's a lot of different colors in there. One of my favorite is called Haze. This is another one, really good one. And then they have quite a few different crawfish patterns like that. Now, I do like the crawfish patterns, the darker colors like this, on a little bit more low light days, like the days where you got clouds, a little bit of wind like that. And on the brighter days, I like the lighter colors like that. But I literally caught them on every color that they make there with it. But main thing, guys, is just give it a try. I mean, it's a unique bait out there. Like I said, there's a lot of people that have tried to knock this off and imitate it. But it is a bait that will definitely catch good numbers of fish, and it catches what I would call, quality fish. I've never caught any big ones on it, but I have caught, fish up to 4 pounds on it before, and it's really good on sort of that the fish size of about 14 to 16 inches. This is another bait, guys. It's really good on a tough fishery. If you have a tough fishery that's got some fairly clean water in it, and especially on days where you have tough fishing days like brighter sky conditions and heavy fishing pressure, this thing will get bit out here. Especially try this little 2.4 inch one. But anyway, guys, give it a try. It's one of my favorite super fun bait to fish. Tackle Warehouse link in the description to these, and hope you guys catch a few on it. We'll see y'all later.